Hi, guys. We're here. It's a little bit after 7 o'clock. I'm so sorry. A little technical difficulties getting somebody on. So, we're here for episode 4, which is songwriters. We have several very interesting people from various genres of music that write their own originals, and you've probably heard them many times if you've gone out to see any of their bands. And I'm going to bring them on. Introduce them. We have Smokin' Herb Carter Jr. from 18 Strings of Trouble, Mr. Ralph Renna, who everybody knows, but the band is called Let Go Daylight and The Tradition, or two bands actually, and Phil Camp, Old Time Panache, Joe Mama Band, and all of his solo work. Mr. Art LaFleur. Art, you were in Rattlesnake, Birds of Prey, Grit and Whiskey.
Yep.
What else? What else? Anybody else I know?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
He's in Marshall Tucker. He's in the touring group of Skinner.
Yeah, there you go. And PJ Ferguson. And PJ is relatively new compared to the rest of you guys. What age are you now, PJ? 24?
I am 24, yeah.
24.
Wow, I think she just.
And we met when he was 18. So
no, we met when I was 16.
17?
Babysat him.
Shh, don't tell people I met you when you were 16. Don't say that.
I had to do baby. Oh no, that was Jason.
That wasn't me. I didn't date Jason. Jesus.
Babysat.
Babied him.
Oh, I babysat him. Yeah.
What you got there, Ralph? Oh, there's Luke.
Oh, yeah. There's Luke Garrett. And Luke Garrett couldn't be with us tonight, but he will be on another show another time. Art LaFleur from Grit and Whiskey has stepped in to help us out. Thank you so much for that. Now, you guys,
A different angle.
if you haven't seen the show, I have a few questions for each of you. We'll take turns going around answering them. It's all about your life in local music and particularly songwriting this week. So we're going to talk about songwriting to start with. I usually go clockwise, so Herb will start with you, and then we'll do Ralph, then we'll do PJ, Art, and so on. Here's the question. When did you write your first original song? And what was it? Herb.
I'll take the fifth for 500, Alex.
Come on, what was it?
All right. I wrote my first original song, actual song. I believe I was 17 years old, and I wrote it based off of reading the book Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach.
Yeah.
And it was called Will to Be Free.
Did you have to read that in school like I did?
Oh my God. I had to read several books in school because I got in trouble. And my punishment was I had to read like these terribly sad books like The Other Side of the Mountain.
Oh, yeah, I did that one too.
Love Story, Brian's Song,
Yeah.
Which was actually I Am Third by Gail Sayers.
Yeah, I think that's the curriculum. I think we did those too. So I think that's the curriculum.
But Jonathan struck a nerve with me. It was in many Richard Bach books struck a nerve with me. And Will to Be Free, basically, the character in it was named Jonathan.
Right.
His parents about, hey, you know what? I got to do what I got to do. And,
Okay, so what was the name of the song again?
Will to Be Free.
And have you played that in concert that I've seen or
No,
heard?
the last person I played that for was my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And the fur mothers, the fur baby mothers.
I haven't played that song since I was in my 20s up in Plattsburgh.
Wow.
Maybe I'll
You should dig it out sometime.
brush it off sometime.
Okay, Ralph. When did you write your first original song and what was it?
Can I ask you a question first?
Oh.
I wanted to share this that's on right now. So is this on the Upstate page where we can just share it? That's what I was trying to do. But
yeah.
Okay, so we'll just go with it. Okay, what was the first song I ever wrote? They were just riffs and maybe stuff that I had when I got an acoustic guitar at 8 years old. And I didn't stick with it for a year. I became a DJ. I was more interested in that.
Me too.
And then around the age of, I was working for Z-Rock at the time, I was given a guitar, and then I started writing riffs, and I was in a band called Politics of Contraband, and it was a aggressive punk Troy-core band, very, very, very short-lived, but worldwide known, cool. And a couple of my riffs made it to a couple of those songs. Wrote my own complete songs, would be for my next band, Last Call, and that would do that throughout our 25 years that we've been a band, but we're kind of inactive now. So yeah, that was my first. So I guess my first song I actually wrote officially, ding, 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 would have been 1996. Thank you very much. It's a song called Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. What genre is it?
It was Last Call was known as a heavy metal punk rock and roll explosion. A hardcore heavy metal, heavily influenced by punk rock like the Misfits and the Clash and Ramones, right up into the New York hardcore era of all the bands that I kind of grew and made friends with and loved them. They were my mentors. And so, even the local bands like Stigmata, those kind of bands. I didn't jump into the rock scene as heavily as I am now until, I guess when I met Herb and when I started talking to Phil and I went to, I went to all the different radio stations, started working. I met all these people. And so, yeah, metal and hardcore is really where my roots are, even though I've always been a rock and roller. My favorite band was Journey.
Wow. Wow.
Stop you leaving, Ralph.
First concert, and then I saw Joe Walsh, and things kind of changed.
Yeah.
So, but then I got into metal after all that.
My first concert was David Cassidy, and my second concert was Neil Diamond. Back in '74.
I can't hear you, Steph.
You can't hear me?
Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
Do you have headphones on?
I'm
using my phone. I had to go to my phone.
You can't hear me on your phone.
Turn your volume up on your phone.
It's way up.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear PJ?
Yeah, I can hear Ralph.
Can you hear that guy right there? Right,
PJ?
right there. Yeah.
PJ, say something, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear PJ. I heard Herb.
And you can't hear me.
But Steph.
I'm about to crush PJ's head. I'm crushing his head.
Squish, 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 squish.
I can see this is going to be a long show.
Tell me what she said.
Long show, Phil. Long show. PJ. Thank you, Ralph. PJ, you first original.
So, just like Ralph, it was 1996, right out of the womb. No. So, let's see. I think it was about 2008. So I'd be about 12 years old. 2008. And
that's the year your mom told me you picked up the guitar.
Yeah. So I can remember it was DAG, 3 simple chords, and I made it. It was a duet song, and of course, at 12 years old, I knew all about love, as I still do, and it's called "Always Be Yours." And at 12 years old, you're always going to always be yours with whoever you're writing that song about. So yeah, it was very.
Drop that knowledge, nephew.
My friend sang it with one of my friends, and then I ended up recording it. Actually, let's see.
Yes, you did.
7 years later.
Yeah.
With some changed words, of course, like some changed lyrics, and with the help of Kirsty Blow, who's a talented singer, and she sang on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her on a girls' show soon.
I actually ended up releasing it, which is pretty funny, but yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I've heard it. So that was your first song, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
At 12.
Yes.
And how long before you wrote another one?
Back then I used to write a lot more than I do now. I probably wrote 20 songs in a month.
Wow.
Now I'm a lot more picky. It wasn't whatever came out back then. I would just go with, but
Ralph.
I'm adjusting. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. I'm trying to find your stream. Go ahead. I'm listening. Okay. I'm definitely paying attention.
Yeah.
It's also on YouTube, Ralph, so you can pick it up there if you want to. Art LaFleur.
Yeah.
What age? When did you start? What was your first original?
My first original didn't happen until 2004. Much like Ralph, I got a guitar at a very early age. My first guitar I got when I was 13, and I just did all the, just kind of learning all the stuff that I was listening to in the day, and did a cover band thing. And around 2004, I decided I wanted to start writing my own stuff. So I started then. I did a little 4-song demo, but the very first song I wrote was a song called Boogie With You.
Dance song?
It was totally a dance song.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
it's
dance.
funny. I used to, every time that we would play that live, I used to introduce it by saying, sometimes girls, all we want to do is just dance. It doesn't have to be everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lie, of course, but that was the first one.
It was the first one. Wow.
Very Southern Rocky. Very Southern Rocky.
And Ralph took off. Where did he go?
He's
He'll be back.
He's trying to figure out how to change his name. I was trying to figure it out.
He'll be back. If you step out and change your name, come back in, it'll change. But I don't know why you'd want to change your name. Smokin' Herb is a very good name.
You guys have to tell me what Stephanie's saying.
Phil.
Stephanie is saying Phil. Phil.
My first song. Is it my turn? Okay. Probably 1980.
Stephanie flashed the white power sign.
No, I didn't. Stop.
You did so.
I'm okay.
No, that's an okay.
So anywho, probably when it was Panache, we were doing a lot of road work around the greater New York State. And Johnny had a couple original songs, and I finally wrote a song. It was called Long, Long Nights. It was about the long nights of rocking and rolling. Some wacky-ass verses about partying all night, and about 1982-ish, I'll guess.
Wow.
It was a simpler time back then.
Yes, it was.
I'm
surprised you didn't, when we were in guitar classes together, I'm surprised you didn't write something back then. When we were 7 years old, 8 years old.
You guys went to band camp?
No, we had the same guitar teacher.
Band camp. Took a piccolo.
These fucking headphones. Oh, sorry, Ma.
So yeah, Phil and I had the same teacher, and so we were in we were in guitar lessons on Saturday afternoons together for a little while till I gave it up.
You guys had guitar lessons?
Phil and I took guitar lessons together, yeah.
Who else took guitar lessons?
Hey, who took guitar lessons? Peach?
Who was your teacher?
You're self-taught, right? Or you took lessons?
Took lessons.
Okay.
My
Ralph?
teacher was 80 years old.
Wow. Mine was like 65.
Is she telling the story about her and I taking lessons together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucille Tasker back in
Yep, that was her.
19.
And she had a massive beehive hairdo.
I can tell she's talking about the hair.
Yep. So, yeah, we took lessons together. So
I took lessons. I took lessons when I was like 8.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we did.
My uncle Vito, everybody knows him. He's in Troy. He's on the Radio X. He bought me my first guitar, and he signed me up for a year's worth of lessons at Hilton Music in Troy with one of the best jazz blues guitar players of that time. His name was Kevin something, and it was cool. And he kind of looked like Stevie Wonder, and he went on to do some bigger things because when I was a teenager, I saw him on TV. And if I would have stuck with those lessons,
oh yeah,
I would be so good on guitar. I would not even be sitting here right now.
That's what I was thinking. I wish I'd stuck with it.
I was like, if I ever stuck with it, I would have been a snob because I learned from just playing with my friends and learning the riff. What's in it? Just play an A chord. Where do I put my fingers? That's how you learn how to play guitar. And that's how you learn feel. I think I learned feel before I actually knew I was playing an A or a G.
Right.
So I was more of a by ear, by eye. Yeah.
His name is Kevin something.
I can't remember. I'll find
out who it is, and he'll let us know.
I'll text my uncle right now. Go ahead.
Okay, Herb. We're going to the next question.
Again?
Yes.
I thought it was done. All right.
Describe your individual writing process. How do you go about writing your songs?
Oh man. honest to God, that depends on the song, because some of them, come out like, some of them are right there, the whole thing, the words, the music, the
Right, but do you like lay down? Do you lay down the music first, like record the music, lay it down, and then do the lyrics, or?
songs I gotta literally fight with and like go toe to toe with. I know you're there. I got this great lyric, and I know there's a song there, But I've got stacks of stuff that I know there's a song there that I haven't really got the music for, and I've got up here tons of music that I haven't got the
Lyric
stack for. And sometimes you cram them together, like "Loving You Is Easy" off of the 18 Strings of Trouble CD.
Yeah, I know the song.
Was parts of 3 songs that I was like, this is what I want to say. It really doesn't fit. It's way too long and it doesn't fit in a format, but this is what I want to say, and this is the perfect meter for it. And I took like parts of 3 songs and put them together. Every song is different. A writing process. I wish that I honestly wish that there was a writing process to follow.
Phil's doing something weird below his desk, and there comes the foam insulation again.
Chicken. Oh no! It's the glob. It's the short stuff filler.
Phil, or PJ, I am so sorry that I am, making these people, putting these people in front of you, because they're gonna corrupt you.
Stuff.
Yeah,
This is what happens when you become a homeowner.
Yeah.
I'm not a homo.
When I become a homo, for all my gay friends out there, when you become a homeowner, you have to fix things, and this is what I've been doing all day. But no, I mean, I wore gloves the first time around. Second time around, I didn't wear gloves, and this is great stuff. Stuck to my skins.
Oh, dude, that'll take the hair right off.
This is
This
is what happens to Ralph Renna when he's been off the internet for a while.
Yeah, I got off the internet and I started fixing things around the house. And oh man, I'm covered in great stuff. It's called
Great stuff.
It's great
Speaking
stuff.
of great stuff, PJ.
Oh, jeez. Sure.
Individual writing process. Do you
I agree with her that it's never. Well, I shouldn't say it's never the same. I think now I'm starting to develop a process. I just have it's always now words. It's always words first now. Always. Because words. I used to write a bunch of music parts that would never turn into anything because I didn't have the right words for them, and I got sick of just wasting my time. So I'll be walking and I'll put a note on my phone. Hey, I just thought this cool little line, something that inspired me. But I get Her's point too, because wrote a song. I can write a song in 10 minutes, or it can be a song in 3 months. So
right.
Every time.
Mhm.
What? let me ask you a question, because I want to know where it came from. Bamski Baby. Where did the lyrics for that song come from?
Well, actually, that's a friend of ours, Zach Plude. Bamski was his word when we were playing together. He would always say that, like, when he was trying to explain something to me and I wasn't quite getting it.
Did you say save? I'm out of here.
When I finally got it, he would say, "Bamski," and
Okay.
that was all.
That's good.
That was all he inspired of that.
Wow. But the song turned out completely different from what you used the word for.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
But that was a pretty funny thing. And actually, I started writing it, and it changed a lot. That was one that changed a lot. But I started writing it with Citizen's Treasure, with Ben Fox and John Carl and stuff, and Tim and Zach, and I remember Ben just begging me, like, "Dude, you can't call the song that."
Yeah. But I like it because I think it's catchy. It's short, because you want a nice short title. You don't want these drawn out long things, and it's one you'll remember because of the word Bamski. What do you want?
That probably gets requested the most. That one.
Bamski is my safe word.
No, he's not.
Stop.
No way.
I'm writing a new song right now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites of all the ones that I've heard you do over the past whatever years, 8
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
It's that's probably my favorite right now.
It's funky.
You'll write something else I like too later on, probably.
I'll probably end up with something like more like the Smiths as we go on, right?
You're gonna do some Smiths for me, really?
No,
I have yet to hear anybody write anything that's like the Smiths. Art. What's your individual writing process when you're writing an original? Is it?
I'm gonna have to go and agree with my esteemed colleague, Mr. Smoker. Depends on the song. Honestly, it's kind of a neat thing. Sometimes the songs are just there, melody, chord progression, lyrics. It just happens, and in like 10 minutes, it all comes together. Other times, it depends. I've got any number of times where I come up with chord progression ideas. Other times I've got lyrics. I have a notebook that I carry with me all the time, and if just a line or a concept pops into my head, I just jot it down in the notebook, and just kind of construct a song around an idea. That happens a lot, but more often than not, it probably starts with chord progression, and then fitting lyrics to fit within that. But every once in a while, lightning strikes and you just get the song like that.
Right. I don't know if you can hear me, but Phil.
I'm here.
Hi, Phil.
So anyway,
Hi, Phil.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
For me, typically, I can't say I'm going to write a song today and write a song. I got to feel it.
Phil.
So anywho, if I have an idea with a chord progression or a drum beat that I think I can do something with, back to the Fostex 4-track cassettes, I would have a cheesy drum machine and come a beat. A lot of songs are first take. Now I got Pro Tools 9, and I'll get a drum beat going. And one of the songs, one of my more recent songs, Instrumental Hair of Change, was one take all the way through. You can hear the mistakes and everything. But for the most part, been kind of dry lately, but it'll be a drum beat and a feel, chord progression, and then a story I want to tell. Sometimes the verses come first, sometimes the chorus comes later. I really don't have a real formula. If it comes to me and I can get it down on, get it recorded as quick as I can. And a lot of times when we recorded with Joe Mama, I would bring in my demos I would have done at home, and with the guys in the band, I'm like, listen, the rules are there are no rules. Here's my song. I want your flavor. I want you guys to add Marty Montina on the bass. Somebody left. Marty on the bass.
Steph is gone. Hey, this is Ralph. This is the PJ Ferguson and Phil Kemp and Art. And that's right, Herb Carter, and we're all taking over. We just kicked her off her own show.
We kicked her off.
Yeah.
See you, Steph.
Phil, we can
Welcome
all
to
hear
our
you
show.
right now.
Hey Phil.
Yes.
How did you write Lollipops and Tangerines?
There you go, PJ. Take over.
Wait a minute.
Love the song. I was just wondering.
I had that double neck ovation with the 12 string. And for some reason with the 12 string, that little chord progression in the beginning, and it kind of had a sappy feel to me, where if you listen to Lollipops and Tangerines and
Was it a maple
Butterflies
neck?
and what's that?
Was it a maple neck? That might have been why it was sappy.
Yeah.
True.
Hey,
True. True.
I'm
True.
quick. Right?
Anywho, we did that. I did that and recorded that. And we did that at Ken's there, the Red Room with the one mic, one
mic,
take.
Yeah.
It was funny. We did about 15 takes. I'd get almost to the end and I'd screw something up and have to start all over again.
Is Steph going to feed us?
Maybe she
I
wants to
don't
get
see
food.
any band
She always
tricks
makes food in her shows. She's
I don't
like,
see any
there's a
band.
little table over there in the
Oh,
corner.
that's right. She used to make these cookies for
Yeah,
us.
Strand Theater benefits. She'd go, hey, there's some food. And I go over there and there's like 10 crock pots, 7 different kinds of macaroni and cheese and brownies. I just put it all on one plate. Where's
She makes
Steph?
these butterscotch
I'm worried
cookies.
about-
Press all to carry on. There she is.
There she is.
That's the second time. Thank
I
you.
hear you.
That's the second time times I've been kicked out of my own show. Once yesterday and once today. I don't know what the hell.
We
had
I'm
it
didn't
covered.
say anything bad about you at all while you were
Oh,
gone.
sure you weren't.
Not a bit.
I know what you were saying.
Nothing.
I'm gonna watch the rerun anyway, so I'll know.
So, Stephanie, how did you write your first song?
Yeah, Steph.
Yeah, please.
I
tell
didn't
us.
write.
What was it about? What was his name?
I
I'm asking for PJ.
oh okay. I've never written a song. All I ever did was take a few lessons with Phil's teacher and fill in the room. He didn't even notice me. He was too busy with his guitar.
How many songs you
There
been
was
Third
me.
grade.
Yeah, that was me and another girl, and I was the acoustic girl, and the other one was an electric girl. So I'm sure that she got his attention more than
You
I
never
would have.
asked you.
Did you hook up with her, Phil?
No, he was just really bright
Third
red
grade?
hair.
Third
Yeah,
grade?
third grade.
He hooked up with her.
No, he didn't. I didn't have my first boyfriend till fourth grade.
We'll wait till Steph gets kicked off online again.
We can talk about it. Yeah, I'm sure you will. I'm right here, Andy Watkins. Thank you for asking. Where did we end up? Where did I leave off? No,
Phil.
writing process. You were talking
Ralph.
about your writing process, Phil.
Ralph's
Yep,
turn.
Oh,
Yeah,
Phil,
it's Ralph.
We continue. PJ continued the interview without you.
You were
Yeah,
gone.
yeah. You want
I asked him about a
Oh,
song.
yeah.
I asked him about a song.
Okay, I can leave.
No,
We want to
please.
know how many songs you've had written for you.
Please stay.
You wrote a song for me, Herb.
Yes, I did.
Matt LaFar wrote one.
I stole the melody for it though, and I even got
I know you did.
to get Jason Irwin at the same time, so it was like a double bonus.
Irwin wrote a song for me.
Dude's an alien.
3.
Toots.
I know
Erwin, he's an alien, dude. That dude's a mountain.
Justin wrote one because Justin and I each wrote our own for your birthday.
Yeah.
That. So you gotta have at least 4.
Yeah, there's probably, I'm trying to think. There's probably 4 or 5 out there that were written for me. Maybe more. I can't remember.
Great stuff.
Oh my God. Send that can to me. I need it.
All over my hands. I can't even play guitar.
Can we talk to you, Ralph, about your individual writing process?
I take medication for it.
Do you?
Yeah. I
Is
don't
it
know,
good?
man.
Is it good medication?
My
Would you like to share?
my brain works in a weird way. I know that I could speak for all of us on the screen right now that we're in the car and we go and then we turn our phone on and we go record and we just I get melodies like that and I go home and go, okay, how the fuck do I play it on the guitar now? And then I do it and I figured it out. But that's the way Let Go Daylight and the metal bands went. But now I've learned that the simpler I write, the better the tune it's going to be, because being in a metal or hardcore band, you always try to write these intricate parts that you play. Oh, I can play fucking 900 miles an hour, loud, fast, slow it down. Where's the mosh part? You got to be super tight. But when you learn how to improv a little and you do that with your writing and in recording, like I did with recording like a bunch of the tradition songs from March 12th to April 1st, I bugged out and released like 7 songs because I was sitting home bored, starting to freak out the way everybody's freaking out now. And I got to go live every night. And PJ, it's awesome to see you do it. And Herb, I think I caught you. Herb, I think I caught you doing something, and I love it. But I did it a couple of times too, and then I just started doing housework and started writing a book. And so I'm kind of focused in other directions right now. But I released a bunch of stuff, and I was able to collaborate with David Morelli and Dave Morelli and Lucas Garrett just by emailing them a track, and Lucas sends me back, a bounce down track 2 hours later or the next day or whatever.
And he is so proud of that.
Yeah, and I'm proud to have him.
And he was so like, oh my God, he asked me. Like,
well,
why
wouldn't I ask him? Dude,
right.
you're my friend. I met you through music, so who cares? Who am I? Oh, I'm Ralph Renna. Big fucking deal. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'm just a person like everybody else.
But like everybody else. That's what I say.
And that's why, like, somebody was hitting me up last week. Yeah, you really made it in this business. can you donate to my Vimo or whatever the fuck it is? And I'm like, dude, I sent him a screenshot. My bank account is 20 cents in my checking account with a fucking $1.17 in my savings account, but I'm only allowed to use 17 cents of that.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten my stimulus. And before this all went down, to not focus on all that. I know we got off topic, but hey, that's what happens. My point being that I'm broke. So I think people think the fortune came with just being known and who you are. And I'm Ralph Renna. Well, that's Herb fucking Carter Jr. And
I think that we can.
We're all in this doing this same thing together.
Yeah, I think that we can safely say that none of us are getting rich for this. It's a labor. It's
no.
the labor of
Fuck
love.
Are we do? Fuck, we doing wrong, Phil.
That's all it is.
What are we doing wrong?
Yeah, it's for the art.
I did get my $20 check from CD Baby last week.
You did? Wow.
Every 2 or 3 years, I get $20 from them guys.
It's worth it though.
Cheers.
We have a quick. I'll throw this one in. We have a quick viewers question from Shauna, and you know who I'm talking about. Art,
Yes, I do.
Well, Shauna.
his lovely fiance, and oh, by the way, I love that dog of yours, and I'm going to steal it one of these days.
Yeah,
Is there a song that influenced you to start playing and or writing? Let's go backwards with Ralph and Herb will go last.
Okay, you asking me or are you asking Art?
I'm asking you.
You're asking me what? Is there a song that influenced me to start playing or writing?
It's a good question.
It's a really good question. And yeah, I just learned kind of how to play the song, but just got paid today by ZZ Top.
Ooh.
For some reason, I was just stuck in that kind of, and I wrote songs based off that riff for Lecco Daylight later on. And then when I finally kind of half-assed learned how to play it, like, I don't know, probably a week after I watched the documentary a couple months ago. Yeah, that tune. I would say that tune shaped the groove and the rhythm and the whatever wanky, schwanky kind of thing he like try to do. Funkiness, you know, that little just that pulling up the way he played that tune. I think that was the song. Just Got Paid, ZZ Top. That's it. I'm sticking to that.
Phil.
No, not one particular song. You remember how young we were. It was Christmas time, and us kids, they would give us the Sears catalog.
Yep.
Back in that day, was about 4 inches thick.
My guitar came from Sears.
Yep. Well, it was like you could pick out your one big Christmas present. I saw the guitars, and I said, I want a guitar. And they were like, will you practice every day? And oh, yes. And now look. But anywho, I can't recall any particular song or artist. I just remember seeing a guitar in the catalog saying, I got to have one.
Cool. That's what my mom did. She decided that she needed to kick me out of the house on Saturday afternoons or early mornings or whatever it was.
Were
And
you
so
a bad girl?
I was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And so
Get in trouble?
yeah, I got in trouble.
Did you get arrested?
No. No, I've never been arrested.
Steph, I picture you like the Runaways, like
Can we fact
Drew Perry.
No, definitely not. But I was always, I had 2 younger brothers that drove me crazy. And so, I was an evil older sister. And my mother said to me one Saturday afternoon, I need to get you out of here. So she went to the Sears store, bought my guitar, and then handed it to me in the box that it came in and sent me down to the Fort Edward Art Center where our Phil Camp was there with our teacher and a number of other boys. And I walked in and went, holy shit, look at all these boys. And I'm in 3rd grade. And then I said, Mom, I said to my mom, you're not leaving me here, are you?
2 weeks detention for that.
I said, Mom, you're not leaving me here, are you? She said, yeah, I'll come back for you. Or you can walk across the street to your aunt's house. I'm like, okay, cool. So I had this lesson and she didn't come back to pick me up. And I walked across the street to my aunt's house. But yeah, I was, 3rd grade like Phil, and it wasn't any particular song, but I always listened to, pop songs on the radio, and it just kind of gave me the old, I better, sing and dance. So that's what mine was. Art.
Did you skip Phil again? You went right over Phil.
No, I talked.
Phil just talked.
He talked.
I thought that was you.
No, it was before me.
She's a magician.
Yeah, I'm a ventriloquist.
Do it.
She is a ventriloquist.
I'm ventriloquist. Art, your turn.
Time warp. It went right from Ralph to. I'm sorry.
I'm going to shut you off remotely, Mr. Yeah.
So for me, with apologies to screen here today, the song that actually inspired me to learn how to play was Freebird. I remember when I was.
Oh, no.
I know.
Thank you, Phil. I was going to say, please, someone say Freebird. Yeah. Even though it was easy top for me. Skinner.
It was all about
Freebird. Oh,
Freebird.
Freebird.
Skinner for me. That's what inspired me to learn how to play guitar. And as far as songwriting goes, I mean, there was definitely some influence from that group. But also, I have always been a huge Huey Thomason fan from the Outlaws. Love his playing style.
Outlaws awesome.
The Outlaws as a whole, just their writing style and their arrangements were just fucking killer.
I saw the Outlaws.
Oh my God! So that was a huge influence for me. So that was a lot to do with my learning to play. A lot of the licks I learned all came from that genre, and definitely the songwriting part. The storytelling and all that absolutely came out of that.
And Jim Gilbert says, "Oh no, I never played it again." All right. Nippertown. Yeah, our friend Jim.
Nippertown's got a new logo. Look.
DJ, I dare you to say wagon wheel.
No,
Ooh.
you know it's not wagon wheel.
Dare you? Come on.
She knows it's not wagon wheel.
Dare you?
Ooh.
Dare you?
My fingers are going to be on the kick from the studio button pretty soon, Mr. Herb. PJ.
All night.
So,
All right, that's fine.
Has anyone ever get kicked off the show before?
No, but I can kick you off. I have the ability to kick you off and keep you off.
Phil, Art, PJ, you want to take bets? It's going to be me or Herb. Which one?
I'm betting it's going to be Herb.
I think it's going to be Herb.
He has to win at all costs.
Well, wait till I get to my feminist jokes.
No.
Say that.
Oh, come on. Let them rip, Art.
Okay, let's get this question to
Sure. I really like the question actually, but I don't know for sure. All I can say is I think of a few songs in my head that I'm like, when I write a song, it's like I always aspire to that being like a defining song. I think of like "Free Fallin'" by Tom Petty as like a song that really defined,
you too.
him. I mean, it's probably
What do you guys think? Go ahead.
big hit.
Sorry. Yeah,
It's
it is
like
a big hit.
And like, so then I always say, you know what? I haven't wrote a song yet that I haven't wrote my "Free Fallin'." So that's the way I always look at it. Like always trying to one up it. But if what inspired me to play, it was probably my first concert, Motley Crue, seeing a bunch of fireworks and naked girls and
Naked girls. Women.
Naked. Wait a minute, PJ.
motorcycles and
Okay, PJ. Naked girls.
PJ.
so I was with my parents at the
Oh
concert
my
and my friend and Tommy Lee the drummer came out. Tommy Lee the drummer came out and I actually wasn't standing next to them, thank God, but he came out with his camera called the Titty Cam and girls lifted their shirts from on camera.
Yep.
Please tell me that this story ends with your mom lifting her shirt.
No, it wouldn't.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom. Take me to the Motley Crue.
She's a beautiful lady, but she's a
probably
sweet
watching.
lady.
Mom.
I'm sure she is watching.
Sure.
Your dad's
sure-
definitely watching.
I'm sure she would have if she was.
PJ,
No, she wouldn't.
did you like Motley Crue or did you just want to go see the boobies?
Oh, I liked Motley Crue. I
Okay,
still like
good.
Motley Crue.
Respect. Boobies are good, though. Right, Steph?
Yeah. So, Herb.
That's my girl.
Herb.
Hi there.
What song? Any influence? Song-wise, writing-wise?
The question?
Is there a song that influenced you to start playing and/or writing?
I would say there was one for writing and one for playing. The one for writing was Jim Morrison, and it was The End. And for me, that song was like, holy crap moment in my life, because it told a story It had the build up, it had the orchestration, it had the rapid change and everything else in it. And it was just, you were enthralled through the whole thing. And to me, that was writing. That was, wow. He knew what he wanted to say. And lucky for him, he, ran into genius who's Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger and John Densmore. And, we all know the rest of that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I had a chance to go see Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger at the Egg.
Yeah.
Right before Manzarek passed away.
Right.
And they had some singer that looked like, like, I don't know, Julio Iglesias, or Ricky Martin, whatever. And this dude come out and totally turned me off. But once they started,
Yeah.
It wasn't a
50,
Oh yeah, the riffs are timeless and everything.
50, 60, 70-year-old people bum rush the stage at the Egg like it was Woodstock.
This
And
wasn't
it was really a historic moment to see those legends on stage.
that wasn't Ian Astbury from the Cult, was it? He did sing
No,
for
no. This guy was definitely very living La Vida Loca, but he was awesome.
I
He was
would
amazing.
not go see that show specifically if it had been just them playing the music of the Doors without any vocals whatsoever. I would have gone to see that.
It was good. It was real good. It was real good.
Everything I've seen with anybody trying to step in and fill Jim Morrison's, footsteps, suck balls, in my humble opinion.
Okay, humble opinion. What was the second song?
So as far as playing, I mean, come on. We all know the answer to that.
Herb, no one says
Neil.
balls.
First
No
time
one says
Neil?
play a guitar.
Yeah, no, like we couldn't guess that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So as far as playing a guitar, Neil, there's an argument to be made for him as songwriting influence, but no, the songwriting influence was clearly the Doors and Jim Morrison's poetry.
Cool.
I'm gonna look up when Herb's talking. Does it look right? It looks like I'm looking at him.
No, you got to go that way. Yeah, up. No, up.
No,
The other way.
It's kind of backwards.
I'm already high. I don't need it.
It's
They're
kind of
just-
backwards because I've been trying to
Right.
stick him with this.
Fine.
Higher high.
Okay.
PJ's like, how am I stuck with all these old farts?
Look down at Ralph. Not that I'm looking down.
The third question's really quick. It's how difficult do you think it is to come up with tunes and lyrics on the regular?
I think
Like every time you have an album, you get ready to do an album, and you've got to
PJ,
fill it with songs, and you've got, let's say, 3 or 4 ready.
High five, Phil.
yeah, hands up.
High five, Phil. High five, Phil. The other
Come on,
side.
hands up. Let's do the wave for the first time. Hands up.
I'm gonna have to separate you two.
Stephanie, hands up.
We should do this
Seriously,
by a show of hands.
Come on.
I am going to have to separate you two. One of you is
All
going
right,
to get
Ralph, you
kicked.
start and we'll go in reverse. Counterclockwise. Ralph, you start. Hands up.
Okay, so Ralph,
Wave. Phil,
Go ahead,
Yes.
Steph.
do the wave.
you gonna do a wave?
Go ahead, Steph. Mute him.
Can-
Go ahead.
wave.
No, I'm gonna mute both of you if you don't cut it out.
Are you talking
So-
to me?
You're
Ralph.
kidding.
Ralph,
Herb,
do the wave. Ralph, Phil,
Herb,
Rick, PJ.
you are you
TJ,
I
trying
would
to
expect that thing to last for a
are
bunch
you
of
trying to
musicians.
test me?
Phil.
Are you trying to test? Are you trying to test me, dude?
Who's first?
Hi, I'm Lucas Garrett.
Oh God, I hope he's not watching.
I hope he is. Hi, buddy.
I have not lost control, Jim Gilbert.
Wave. Do the wave. Yes, Jim, we got this.
Let's talk about Jim Gilbert.
No, let's not talk about Jim Gilbert. I want to talk about how difficult is it to come up with lyrics and music? How difficult do you think it is?
Hard. Are you asking me? Are
Yeah,
you
let's start with
talking-
you. Yeah, let's start with
talking to me. It's hard, and then it's easy as hell.
once you break through something. Is that what you're saying? Like you get to a certain point, and then it's easy.
All right, example. I started writing a song called Without Wings in 2016.
I remember.
And it was a song for Let Go Daylight and had totally different lyrics, totally different riffs. And I wound up using it for the title of the song that I just released with The Tradition. And that's with a part about, oh man, this song was so intricate and I'm losing myself in all these riffs. 2 chords, the whole fucking song. And that was it. 4 minutes and 20 seconds of it. That took me 3 years to write and get right where I wanted it to be. And I left it with that element of improv, let's make let's write it as we go. I left it wide open for Matt Malone from the other side and the Further on Sound to do a solo. I left it open for Cass to play some violin parts. And I left it open for Tom Atkins to throw a solo. And and then my old drummer from my old hardcore band come in, I left it open. But making it even a shorter point, on St. Patrick's Day, I was feeling like how everybody's feeling now. Right away, I was feeling like, oh man, this is going to get bad. And I wrote a song called, it's not a COVID song. It's not about quarantine. It's just about how much more can this country make us bleed? How much more do they want out of us as Americans? And it was inspired by how I've been feeling for the past few years already. And I'm not a very politically public person. I'd rather tell a fart joke than talk about politics. And I'll get to that fart joke. But that song I wrote on the 17th, and I recorded it and released it on the 19th and done. It was great. Just as good as the other tunes that we all write, PJ, wouldn't you agree? Do you write songs fast and they come and then they're like, that's a hit. It's the one. It's easy.
Definitely. One sec.
He's got to puke. You got to poop?
No, I think someone's knocking on my door.
Oh, go
ahead. We'll get you when you come back.
Grab your shotgun, PJ.
Phil.
Okay.
Yes. I find that I've got
same, Phil?
discs. Yes, sir.
Same? I feel the same?
Yes. Easy yet hard. I've got discs full of songs. Writing the music to me is easy. Riffs, chords, changes, bridges. Coming up with a good story. Lyrics is where I have a hard time. I get help. James Hood has helped me a bunch of times. Bless you. But
yes, bless
the music, I have no problem throwing down some ideas. I've got, like I said, I've got a ton of discs with ideas and whatnot on there. But to come up with a good lyrical story, a good lyrical hook, vocal hook, or I might come up with a good chorus, and I need a good story to go with it. 3 full verses of good story to go along with it. Again, the lyrics are where I have the hard time, but musically, writing a song, musically, I don't have a real hard time. But again, the mood's got to hit me. I can't just say today, I'm writing a song. It's got to hit me. I got to feel it. But musically, I can come down, write a song together musically and like it, but hate lyrically or melodically with the lyrics, and nobody will ever hear it. So that's my story.
That's interesting. Art.
Yeah, gotta.
You think it's difficult?
It can be. It's kind of, not to sound repetitive, but it's easy and impossible at the same time. There are times. I had a song called "What It's Worth" that I wrote. I started. It took 2 solid years. I wrote lyrics for it, and it took 2 solid years before I had the right chord progression and melody to go along with it. And then there are other songs that literally write themselves in 10 minutes. The inspiration hits you. The lyrics are just there. You just write them down. The chord structure is all there. And a lot of it has to do with inspiration. Just kind of events that happen or things that occur to you or people that you come across, and it just kind of sets an inspiration in motion. And sometimes it's just quick and easy, and other times it's kind of a pain in the ass.
PJ, who was at the door?
This is gonna sound funny, but it was just my guinea pigs running around.
How are the boys?
They're good.
So difficult, easy, PJ. You were going to say something about
I
that.
haven't heard the word guinea pig in a long time.
He's got a couple cuties.
That's cool. I used to when I was in school, they used to let us take them home. We had one in our classroom. I was like 3rd grade, way back when, and they let us take the guinea pig home for the week. And I had one. The one I had got sick. The one I had it though.
You killed it.
I fed it marker. I don't know why.
Oh, well, yeah, that's probably gonna kill it.
I didn't fucking know. I was in 3rd grade, PJ. Women learn. I don't feed markers to anybody anymore.
So, I mean, quick funny story on the guinea pig. My friend came over with his 2-year-old daughter, and she had a little Barbie set with her. And Barbie had a kitchen set with a little frying pan. and the guinea pigs have little poops that look like pellets. So she picked one of them up, put it in the frying pan, and fried it up, and then ate it.
That's good.
Herb.
Have you ever eaten poop?
I have not.
Okay, me either.
On the
Difficult
song,
oh, go ahead.
hey,
Sorry.
a quick on the song thing. It's just
Hang on.
what
Go ahead,
it's
Pete.
really find it really difficult to concentrate sometimes, just because there's so many distractions. That's the hardest part.
Can I go pee? Ooh.
What? Now?
Can
Yeah.
I go pee? I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pee. Be back.
You have one of the NASA diapers.
Like right now.
Well, I got it.
Let's go, Ralph.
I do have an extra water bottle here. Hang on.
Right.
Wow.
Oh man.
If you need to step away from the screen, Ralph, you are more than welcome
Yeah, I
to do
got
so.
stage fright. I can't do this.
If you need to do that, step away. There you go. Okay, Herb. How difficult is it to come up with two? Oh, we already talked to you, didn't we?
No, it's coming back around to me, but you forgot to change the question on the bottom. Everybody's answering, I think, a different question, or you put 3 twice. But
No,
at any rate,
no, it's 3 is the question right now.
so
Difficult or easy?
I think the question needs redefining.
Okay, well, we'll do that on another show. This is the question you're answering right now.
Regular that you would actually let someone hear, or how
Oh,
difficult is it to come up with tunes and lyrics on a
that's
regular?
that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
Ones that you want to
You
publish.
were ready to cut me off, see, because you thought I was going to say something crazy. But no, I'm always writing something. I'm always noodling something on the guitar.
Hmm.
But whether or not that comes up to the standards or the level of something that I'm willing to release to the world is another thing entirely. So, I mean, I've written songs in the last 3 years that are never, ever, ever going to hear the light of day. All right.
I'm sure all of them have.
No.
Somebody's heard them, I'm sure.
No.
If Ernie's heard them. Ernie, your dog, has heard them.
Ernie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ernie's heard them.
Ernie and Creed. Ernie and
Okay.
Creed have heard them.
Okay, all right.
You know,
So
they
somebody's heard them.
will take it to the grave with them if I
Hold on 1 second.
let them out. But
Go
Just
get
put
Okay,
what did he do?
he's gone off. You can continue.
So yeah, no. So on the regular, again, I would redefine the question. I write stuff all the time. I pride myself on always at least writing down my thoughts. You know, whether or not they get out in the form of a quote unquote release song, that's a different question.
Right.
I think if you want to call yourself a songwriter, you better be writing songs. You know? But if you want to call yourself a producer, you better be writing songs that you're going to release. So that's my answer.
That's a good point.
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Good.
That's a good point. Here's question number 4. And I'm going to start with PJ and go around. What advice would you give to an up-and-coming young songwriter? Like you aren't one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're but you've been doing this for a while, so I consider that you have advice for
Sucks.
to help somebody. It sucks.
No, no, it doesn't suck. It definitely doesn't suck. My advice is study the greats.
Good point.
That's the best part about music is I think you're only going to get better from listening first. And you have your whole life to listen. You don't have to be able to play a note to listen. So it's a great place to start.
Great.
Listen closely.
Art.
I would say write from your heart. Write what's real. Write what you feel. Don't try too hard to make up scenarios. Just base it on your experiences.
Yeah, the best songs come from your experiences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the hits too.
What's that old joke? The curse of being a friend of a songwriter is you're always going to be material for one of their songs.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So yeah, just write from your heart.
Mr. Phil.
I agree with these guys. Listen to the greats, write from experience, and do it. Just do it. Write it. Learn from what you're doing. Don't be afraid to share it. You don't have to share it with the world, but share it with some folks. Get honest feedback. But I agree with these two guys. Those are good points.
Yeah. And Ralph will be right back. He sent me a message, so we'll throw that at him after Herb.
I totally agree with the other three, but I would add just don't let the bastards get you down. You know, work your stuff out at the open mics. That's what open mics are for. You know, try stuff out, throw stuff up against the wall and see what sticks.
So are you saying that you think that trying things out in front of an audience is the advice you'd give them?
Well, it's going to go back to the previous question. That answer goes back to the previous question. If you're going to get to the point where you've written something and you want to continue writing and you want to get better at it, you have to eventually let some of it go.
Right.
So the best way is to let it go without getting hurt too bad is that on obscure open mic.
Yeah, nobody knows you, or go to one that nobody knows you.
Hey, just show up and
I think I want to add to that quick second. I think he's completely right, because a lot of times you found yourself when you don't play a song out live enough before you record it, it doesn't turn out as good as the ones that you kind of maybe played for years and were live ready. The band is tight on them. They've been tested. They've got crowd feedback.
Right.
So yeah, it hasn't come into its own yet. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like wine. It ages and
Oh yeah,
it takes on a flavor.
Age and evolve. Any
right. Yep. Mr. Renna.
Hi.
What advice would you give to an up and coming young songwriter?
Don't limit yourself when it comes to music. Always give everything a chance and definitely see what's going on around you. That's one. Two, don't ever let anyone tell you how to write a song. You write it in the way it should go. Yeah, there's formulas you can follow in the verse, chorus, verse, bridge, or whatever. But whatever, like I've had people tell me, oh, you should, without wings, you should there's got to be another verse and a chord. No, it's a jam. I want to say something. I want to jam. Bye. That's how it felt, and it sounded right to me. So don't let anyone tell you. But I agree with everyone that said. I was watching on my phone when I went down to use the men's room. And, but yeah, I agree. Just what comes from your heart, it should be what comes through the headphones.
Just wash your hands and disinfect your
No, too much information. Too much information. I assume that he's sanitizing in his own home.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great. That's actually pretty good advice.
That's okay.
You sound surprised. We should be insulted.
Insulted?
Did you think this was going to be like?
That's actually really good advice.
Did you think it was going to be like the Brady Bunch?
Right,
And I was going to be looking up and smiling.
I actually did.
It's fun though. Thanks for having me on and having us.
We're almost done. We've got the last question of the night.
We're done.
24-hour marathon. I'm up now.
Oh,
I'm going to bed.
PJ's duo partner Jesse Hyatt also asked this question in a different way.
Can I say this?
Yes.
My sister's boyfriend doesn't go see me because he goes to see PJ every weekend, and I love it. I think it's awesome.
Who's that?
He got me. His name's Todd. You probably met him a few times, but
Yeah.
I'll send you a message.
Really, why he doesn't go see you?
Come on. Of course I do.
Okay. Phil, we're going to start with you.
Fart joke time.
No, it's Phil time.
Go ahead, Phil time.
Has the pandemic or lockdown affected your songwriting in any way, or has it influenced you to write something?
Nope.
Quick and easy.
Next.
Next.
Unfortunately, we've got most of the house repainted. A whole bunch of interior things are done, exterior. We've really focused on that because we've had the time.
That's really.
I've only touched my guitar like 3 times since then. You know, all the gigs are
Wow.
canceled.
Yep.
I actually did a jam with a couple friends last night. I got the electric guitar out, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoy that because I don't do that very often anymore either.
Phil,
But,
Phil,
yeah.
how many gigs have you had canceled? I mean, this is something we should discuss. I say PJ, we'll probably have. Have you counted? I mean, 22 for me. I couldn't believe I booked that many. I worked so hard booking them, and then it's just gone.
I'm about 8 gigs. I've lost about 8 gigs. I don't play as much as I used to, but about 8 gigs or so.
I don't want to think
That
about it.
sucks.
I know.
PJ, I'm sure yours was more up around my number because, you know, you book out way in advance and stuff. I mean, all mine for the rest of the year are pretty much undetermined.
Well, we had 2
I've lost a lot in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We've had two bigger shows. We were going to do another Joe Mama at the Strand.
Yeah.
We had to cancel. And
Yeah, because I was going to be on that one.
Yep. And we had the Dr. Gators Medicine Show reunion. Is
it canceled?
No, it's rescheduled.
It's rescheduled for September. Yeah.
September
I hope
19th.
that doesn't get canceled.
Wow, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Got that thing going. Excuse me, I'm from down here, down south, you know, Troy. Well, all you southern or northern boys. That's the gig that you do with Johnny Clifford. Is that the band?
Yes.
Right one.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I missed because things were just starting to get rolling. Like Tommy Love and Johnny Clifford were coming over here to my house, and we were working on the Stones thing where he was playing all the Keith parts and Tommy was singing and doing a little percussion. And it was now no one comes over because everyone's afraid or we don't want to have anybody. But Johnny Clifford, yeah, I saw that. Now say the name of the band again. It was a Medicine. What was it?
Dr. Gators Medicine Show.
Dr. Gators Medicine. Okay.
It's been around up here for years.
We were
many years
for about 3 years.
Nothing recorded. Any old videos?
I think I have.
Of course
pictures.
you do.
No, I think I do somewhere, and I've also got some old Cold Sweat videos from Sandy's, and somebody asked me for those a while back.
My buddy Jim.
Oh, that's a great band, but they hardly ever play up here, and I lucked into catching them one night at Sandy's, and I was asked for the video the other day, and I haven't seen it since I filmed it. So
1991.
It's been a long time.
There's some audio of Dr. Gators Medicine Show on my SoundCloud page.
All right, cool.
I got some pictures, but I don't know if it's from the original lineup or not. It's been a while. Where did we leave off? I started with Phil. Mr. Ralph, has it affected you in your songwriting in any way?
Yeah, a lot. I'm not a pessimist. I'm definitely trying to stay optimistic with everything. Right away, I guess March 11th was my last show at the Rock with the Tradition. I was supposed to play some pretty cool shows that weekend, and it was a week before actually everything got shut down. So I was like, wow, this is real. I got to stop now. So yeah, right there. So I think that's why I went right into, I got 4 songs here. I have to finish recording. Let's start. And that week my goal was to put out, so it worked for me in a positive way. I wanted to release 3 releases in 2020. So from January to April to August, whether it was an EP, a single, or 3 EPs, whatever, I put out an EP and 4 or 5 singles, 6 singles now with the Tradition, and then went, well, that was a busy week and a half. And because we had nothing to do. So what the fuck was I going to do? But I better just sit here. And I'm in a different setting here. I don't know. I'm upstairs in my house. You always see me taking pictures and it's always woodwork. But, Cass is working from home. So she got the office, which was my jam room. She would go to work 3 days. And I would have 13 hours of jam time at the house because I was working from the house for myself. So, yeah, it affected me totally. Fucked me up for a couple of weeks, and then I just went and mowed the lawn and felt better, and it got nice out. And just you stay positive and you keep doing things, and yeah. but I'm not going to write a COVID song. I don't like that at all. I don't think we need to sing about it. We need to deal with it, and then we just need to continue on being. And if it affected you a certain way, then tell your story your own way with your own words without saying my corona.
Yeah,
Really.
that was terrible.
And no disrespect to anybody, like even Kevin Brando, the Refrigerators recorded that. And I watched it. He's got some great original music, but we don't need to sing about it. It's kind of a horrible thing. Friends are dying, people are dying. And yeah, there's going to be some cool music coming out of this era. And respect to all the people who go live all the time. PJ, I see you doing it. I watch some of your live feeds. PJ will play in a snowstorm. That dude does not give a shit. He will play anywhere.
That's all he wants to do is play.
And I don't know how their guitars stay in tune, but yeah, I saw this one video, older video, and then I saw you guys streaming it just the other day from a poolside. That was great. You know, Wild Adriatic, everybody's.
Yeah, what were you doing up there in the pool at your parents' place, Peach?
They got to heat it.
I know that it gets heated, but God, it's cold. It's cold out going
It was
in
95.
the pool.
It's a heated
Crazy.
pool. It's warm.
That was crazy. And then he went, live on the side of the pool. It's almost like Florida. Herb.
What?
Has the now keep this. You and I have had a discussion. We're not talking about the politics of the pandemic.
No.
We're talking about the song. Has your songwriting been affected by the pandemic and the lockdown? Let's keep it in perspective, shall we?
Well, since I write from feeling to start with, yeah, in a way, and I have written one. It's not a COVID-19 song. It's just a "We All Gotta Calm the Fuck Down" song.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's going to come out,
because all of this shit is going to pass, you know. And the toilet paper running out. I mean, come on. I'm a young fan. Rocking in the free world. We got department stores and toilet paper. No, we got Walmart with no toilet paper, no Mr. Clean, no wipes, no nothing else. You know, but and why? For what? For what purpose? Was diarrhea the first symptom of COVID-19?
I don't know. That's what I was asking when the toilet paper ran out. I was thinking, what the hell is the symptom?
That out. But as far as the rest of it, no. I'm not going to give any hype to this. This is just something else that happens. But yeah, it made me feel. I got stuck at home. I did not want to be laid off from work, which I was. I'm the freak that went back to work, even though I was making more for staying at home on unemployment, even though the unemployment did not pay from day one, you know, and did not pay back for the lag week, and did not pay me the plus $600 for the first 3 weeks.
There's a song right there.
But it's the way to piggyback off what you were saying.
The worst part of all of that is I did not want to leave work.
Yeah.
And as soon as work called to say, hey, we're coming back.
All that will come out in a song that you will write.
Down the
Eventually.
line.
He won't say toilet paper or COVID. He'll put it into the words to tell a story, and that's how we do it.
I agree.
Not say COVID. Like I wrote one too. That's the same thing. I just try to keep it on the American. Hey, where are we as Americans kind of thing.
Oh, it absolutely is. But did it affect my gigs? Hell yeah, it affected my gigs. I was supposed to be playing.
I think it affected all of us.
True. You know, it's supposed to be the day before the day of the lockdown that it became official. I was supposed to be doing a gig at Generation X, because we always look for different places and things.
I remember that on your schedule.
We were going to light that place up. It was booked out.
I had booked that the day after the lockout started. I had a booking out in Utica, probably the most lucrative booking I've had in 8 years, and it got canceled.
And then the Saturday,
and I was pissed.
Yeah, we were supposed to do Arsenal City Tavern in Watervliet. Great place.
Awesome place.
Really wanted to do that one. I really wanted to do it specifically half capacity, just for my friends that were all getting panicked about what was about to happen. I wanted to pull off that last one and they've just no, we'll lose our license. We really want to do it too, but we'll lose our license.
Right.
Yeah, and then I've got stuff booked out that haven't canceled that have given me deposits, and I'm like, you want your deposit? No. We just
Everybody knows it's going to come back. They're just
and I
don't know when.
going out. I booked gigs into October and some fairly good ones now. People are still booking stuff, but it's down the line.
Not me. I'm done. I'm
I
done.
don't believe you.
I'll
I don't believe it.
I'll make the announcement right here.
Stop.
I've come to the conclusion, and I've decided that I don't care if I sell all the gear I have in my house right now, because I'm actively looking for a new puppy. And I've decided today that if I sell all my gear, I could buy another fucking guitar. I'll use someone else's PA, because I've lugged mine around for 30 years and paid all these guys the money. So I'm not worried about that. But right now, music is on hold for me. And I'm more concerned with making my lawn look nice and planting some flowers and listening to some Skinner and Outlaws.
Well, you've got some underlying issues too, and I have underlying issues.
Underlying issues.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna live my life in fear when this is over. I'm going back out. I'm gonna.
Oh, me too. Me too. I guess I should clear that up. And no disrespect, because I've always admired what you've done. I've always admired what everybody's done in this scene. Even the people that go online that had never picked up a guitar, but now they're a nightly rock star.
Oh God, there's
including Melissa Etheridge. But I'm not going to talk bad about her. So
there's a lot of
what I'm saying is that I'm not really too worried about playing. I think I've gotten to the point now where I actually wanted to slow down. But when you're forced to slow down, that's where it's bothering all of us.
Thank you.
So, I mean, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not
Amen to that.
Amen.
No, I've heard that more than once.
Right.
In this business, I've heard that more than once since it started. That being forced to slow down rather than doing it in your own time.
My choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So by choice, I'm resisting.
My body, my choice.
Right.
You hold on to that idea there, Herb. PJ.
I'm not going to touch that.
Your bandmate wants to know. Have you been inspired to write a song based on this timeout?
I've been writing, but not writing based on the pandemic, and I didn't plan on it until you guys actually inspired a song here tonight.
Oh no!
And
leave me out of it.
And the title of it is
Ian Skeeth, my safe word.
Bye, Corona.
The safety is I don't want to talk about it, because that's how I feel about the whole thing. Is whenever anyone talks to me about it, I'm just not interested in talking about it. It is what it is. I hope it goes away as fast as possible. And I hate these times.
Yeah,
I just don't like talking about it.
We all do. So how about you all just send us a private message after the show and tell us what the song's about, and let each of us write a lyric.
And we need to say
No, the title is I Don't Want to Talk About It.
Okay. All right.
That's what the song is called. Right now, I want to talk about the song, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm talking about it.
I hear you.
Got it. Art.
Yeah.
Has the pandemic and the lockdown affected your songwriting?
It has affected it in the respect that I'm writing a lot more than I have in quite a while.
Cool.
I've got a whole bunch of songs I've been working on. I did write a song. It's not a COVID-19 song. It's more of a song about basically an observation of what we're doing as a society. It's called The Reset, and I think it's kind of cool. And actually, Shauna and I are going to debut it this week when we do our Whiskey Wednesday thing.
Oh, cool! I'll have to watch. And you said no, Phil. So I guess that's the end of those questions.
Phil's a superhero.
Apparently.
Yay.
Phil's a superhero.
Yeah, Phil, you have a viewer that asked about how come the video is flawless, but every time you try to do a Facebook Live concert, it falls apart.
I have no idea.
Okay, that's probably what I thought. It was maybe your internet connection or something. So
I turned my modem off and I'm on my cell phone.
Oh, cool.
The cell phone picture is immaculate. That's
it's really good.
That's why I was thinking maybe your
Yeah, and
laptop
that
one,
looks good
the
too.
lens
You've
needs
thrown
to
it
be
out.
cleaned on the camera.
Nice and gray. I have no idea.
Well, I just want to say thank you to you guys.
Thank you.
We've
Thank
been having a really
you.
good time with these shows. I can't tell you how many times.
Thank you.
I mean, we laugh on every one. It's hysterical. Next week, I'm starting a new topic called Meet the Band. So next week, we're doing Meet the Band with Uncle Funker, and I'm going to try to get No More Death Stars the following show. I've also got a show, Women in Music, coming up with Aaron Harkis, Katie Cole, and some voices, and I'm going to talk about to Shauna, see if she wants to get in on that.
Katie Cole is writing some really different type music now. Like everybody, I think we all communicated, or we always send each other songs, everybody. And that's what I like about it too. And that's fine. All you guys, please keep me updated. But yeah, Katie Cole sent me some of her new stuff. And
Nikki Chaos is going to be in.
Katie, if you're watching, send me those songs.
She's actually, she's having, I mean, I don't know if it's the pregnancy that's keeping her, brain going, but she's doing a really great thing. Yes, she's pregnant, Ralph.
Wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you. It was her husband.
Sorry, I
actually.
wasn't Katie, but it wasn't me.
And Deb Kavanaugh. I don't know if any of you guys know Deb Kavanaugh.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to be on the show too. Yeah, she's going to be on the show too. And then I've got a Bad Boys show coming up.
Lucas Garrett.
How am I not on that one?
You're not on that one. It's the Bad Boys show, not the Annoying Boys show. Okay.
That hurt.
And it is, I know. I know it hurt. I'm sorry. I'll put a Band-Aid on it later, okay? So I'm going to have Mike Trash, Joe Mansman, Bob Smith from Shoe, and Eric Rothstein from No More Death Stars. And we're going to talk about making your own sound. Because each of those guys is in a band that's written music that is their own unique sound that is really cool. And I've invited them to all come together. That's going to be a Bad Boy show.
I think Mike Trash will drink Joe Mansman under the table. Maybe, but Joe can fucking drink.
My 21st birthday, Joe came up and played in Whitehall. And he was drinking Costa right out of the bottle on stage.
Yep. Yeah. Yes, he was. I was there at that show. That was something. And I love Joe.
He also brought his own 12-pack to the bar.
Yep.
Yes.
He did. Yep.
Because he learned that the bar tabs wipe out the $50 that they make for doing those gigs.
Right. So that's why he did it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's going to be a great show. That's June 7th. They've all signed on for that. So hopefully people will tune in for it. I think that's going to be a good one, and the Women in Music's going to be a great one. But I'm going to be doing a Meet the Band thing too. I don't know if I'm going to go to 2 shows a week or not, but I hope to have you guys back again, all of you. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Really appreciate seeing you.
No, I'm not coming back.
Okay.
This is the first time I've ever been around you where you didn't feed me.
Beverly
I
Hillbilly.
am sorry, Ralph. A virtual feeding. I mean, I've got some strawberry pie.
I think I
Butterscotch
just
cookies.
Yeah.
I
Oh, your butterscotch cookies, Phil. I forgot. I created a butterscotch cookie for Phil, and I only make it for him, and we named it butterscotch rock and roll cookies or something like that.
Oh, they're so
Rock
good.
and roll buns or something. It was really good. Yeah, I still have those. I still have the recipe for those.
Band treats in a long
We
time.
gotta do those soon. Band treats. Remember band treats back in the day?
remember band treats.
Art's trying to escape, so I'm gonna let him go.
Art? No.
You can
You mean Ralph?
leave him.
Ralph.
Oh, wait.
You can leave him outside my door. Just knock 3 times.
I'll leave your peanut butter cookies outside. Or do you want carrot cake cupcakes again?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, okay. Oh yeah, carrot cakes for your mom.
peanut butter on hamburger.
Peanut butter. Okay, Elvis. Anyway, I'm saying good night to you guys, and thank you so much. I really, really enjoyed having you
Love
guys.
you guys,
on
man.
Thank you, Steph.
I love you
Love
all.
you all.
Even you, Herb Carter Jr.
Yeah, Herb, we love you too. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to get rid of these guys as fast as I possibly can. Good night.
Thanks, Steph.